رہبر میرا جواریلا سرور ہے جواریلا چومتے تھے نبی جو حلقہ کو زیر خنجر ہے جواریلا دوش احمد پہ لو چڑھا اس کا نگلے پر سب ہے جواریلا جو کہ زہرا کی کو میٹا پلا وہ زمین پر جواریلا جس کی ملکت میں دو عالم ہے وہ بھی یاور ہے جواریلا صدر احمد میں سو جو اس کا خاک رسالت ہے جواریلا رب کا سایہ جس کے اوپر وہ دھوپ اندر ہے جواریلا جس سے برسے نظر گلے اس کے آب خنجر ہے جواریلا جس کو جبریل چلاتے تھے جواریلا جو پلاش فاطمہ سے وہ پیاسا بے سر ہے جواریلا جو کہ بازو وہ رنگ کی پر جواریلا جو کہ سنتی احمد کا اس کا سر کٹا ہے جواریلا تنشینا سر کٹا ایران میں مزدر ہے جواریلا سر پہ سہرا بھلا شہید ہوئے ابن شبر ہے جواریلا سینہ پہ پر شیر المیرا اکبر ہے جواریلا حلقہ پر تیر ظلم خاک نوار ہے اصغر جواریلا جس غیر سے وہ جواریلا جس کی زہری قوم کی وسطنا جواریلا جو کہ لو شرع ويسكرلا اللهم صل على محمد المعرف. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك وسلم. يا ابن الحسين الشهيد خير رقيب شهيد حجة رب المجيد عمدة كل رشيد يا من جعل الخلصاء والعبد يا حسين يا سيد الشهداء يا صاحب الأسر ينفا بأبلغ النافا أهلا غبارا وزلفا لم يلفي غيرك كحفا يا زلت بالكبرياء والخطا يا حسين يا سيد الشهداء اللهم صل وسلم على الحسين وكرم بارك عليه وسلم وارحمه ربي ترحم من علق السماء وخلقك يا حسين يا سيد الشهداء وجدي وأبي وجه الله الوجيه وأمي وأهلي وصحبي وبني عليه الصلاة والسلام وقد يا حسين يا سيد الشهداء وكشف بهم كرباتي داعٍ بهم بركاتي كامل بهم سيئاتي جامع حسناتي يا ربي يا سلام دعائي يا سيدنا يا سيدنا شهداء اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك وسلم. Okay, so now we're going to have the first of 6 poems read by a whole bunch of the children who've been doing Muharram Lectures. So we're going to start off with Aiden. You want to start?
صلوات
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك وسلم.
The sun is beating down and their tongues are dry. A young warrior watches his lonely father cry. There is no one to help him in this empty land, no one to support the message of this thirsty man. Ali Akbar alayhi salam cannot take his wounded father's pain, so begged for permission to fight and be slain, to fight their enemies and defend the true message of Islam. But how can Husayn alayhi salam witness his son come to harm? For his face shone with light and was a reminder of Muhammad, peace be upon him. Husayn alayhi salam would look at his face when he missed his beloved. Yet Akbar alayhi salam knows his mission is to defend the religion. He rides out to the battlefield after getting permission. He fights like his grandfather and attacks opposition. Yet when Husayn alayhi salam looks up, Akbar alayhi salam is no longer in position. Husayn alayhi salam watches the enemy pierce into Akbar alayhi salam's chest. Now Husayn alayhi salam knows he will have to endure the hardest test. As he tries to run to Akbar alayhi salam, Fatima's son falls to the floor in the heavens. Zahra feels the pain of the son that she bore. Husayn alayhi salam reaches the wounded body and hugs his son tight. As he begins to remove the spear with all his might, Husayn alayhi salam cries, "With ease you lifted the gates of Khaybar. Give me the strength to remove this weapon, O Hayder alayhi salam." Husayn alayhi salam embraces the body of Akbar alayhi salam and begins to weep. But Akbar alayhi salam smiles as he knows his grandfather he will soon meet. صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وبارك. Thank you. صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وبارك وسلم. اے اللہ نا عباد مومنین تथा مومنات اولیاء اللہ نا عبید خدا نا نبی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم. یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین نبی دا کاندھا نا اسوار حسین جنت نا جوانوں نا سالار حسین علی અને ફાતિમા ના ગુલહાર હુસૈન ભાઈ હસન ના બાજુબંધ અને મદદગાર હુસૈન ઇસ્લામ અને ઈમાન ના તારણહાર હુસૈન મેદાને જંગ ની જુલ્ફિકાર હુસૈન સર કટાવીને સર બુલંદ કરનાર હુસૈન ખુદાની રાહમાં خود نے مٹاوی خدائی نے بچاونار حسین. یہ حسینی مصیبت پر اضطراب છે. یہ غم سی આસમાનમાં મલાઈકત બેતાબ છે. તેના શર્મામાં ડૂબા ચાંદ અને આફતાબ છે. સવાલ કરો. આપણે અલ્લાહ પાકનો શુક્ર અદા કરીએ જે નેમતોથી આપણે નવાજ્યા છે. 4 લાઈન છે. जो भी मांगा वो मिला उनके करम का सदका जितनी जिंदगी जितनी भी अब बाकी है उनके कदमों में गुजर जाए दुआ करते हैं. હવે આખા હુસેનની 4 લાઈન બહુ ફેમસ છે, એકદમ મશહૂર છે. शबीर जलालत को फना कर दिया तूने जो काम था मंजूरे खुदा कर दिया तूने के हक पर अली असगर को फिदा कर दिया तूने है जमाना ये क्या कर दिया तूने. एक 4 लाइन છે આખા હુસેનની શાનમાં. वक्त कज़ा हुसैन ने सजदा अदा किया मगर सोचना था तुझे तूने क्या किया. ज़रूरत को नाज है तो सुजात को फख्र है अब्बास ने फुरात पे कर्जा अदा किया. भाई की लाश पे कभी बेटे की लाश पर भाई चुप कभी बेटे की लाश पर तूने हुसैन शुक्र का सजदा अदा किया। ए तशना लब हुसैन मेरे, तशना लब हुसैन, तुमने हुसैन शुक्र का सजदा अदा किया। वक्ते कज़ा हुसैन ने सजदा अदा किया। शिमर सोचना था तुझे, तूने क्या किया। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व अला आलि मुहम्मद व बारिक वसल्लम। So now we have our second poem, read by Bayam.
Salawat. Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam. Abbas was a lion just like Ali, but he was the warrior of the family. Bravery and loyalty ran through his veins as he collected the water on the scorching plains. From one lion another was born. We will forever shed our tears and always mourn. The tragedy of Abbas is an eternal tear, for he was Haidar's son, a man of no fear. Abbas and Husain, a beautiful set of brothers. Each time they fought, they looked out for each other. Never did Abbas allow Husain to be in harm's way. On Ashura, what would Abul Fadl say? Oh brother, how I yearn to fight for your sake, but I lie here next to Furat while my body shakes. My hands are cut off, I don't know what to do, but brother, I have always lived my life in service to you. Oh master, blood seeps from my eye, for all I can see is the red in the sky. I have no arm to assist me to answer your call, but master, I lie here helpless from my fall. From birth to death, protecting you was my only goal. Oh master, I want to defend you, for I know my wrong. I went to get water and quench the camp's thirst. I look at the water, but I said, Imam Husein drinks first. How could I drink while Hussein's throat is dry? How could I drink when I hear Sakina cry? How could I drink when I see Zainab lament? How could I drink when I think of the mothers in the tent? I can't bear to think that my soul will depart, that I leave you defenseless, it breaks my heart. I want to support you as you enter the battlefield. Oh master, I am Abbas, I was born to be your shield. Oh master, it's time, I can feel my soul leaving, but how do I leave when I can hear the women weeping? I see our Father in heaven reaching out his hand, but all I can think of you is on the scorching sands. After you, brother, who will protect our beloved sister, for now she will be whipped and her hands will blister. The princess of Haida will be alone at night. I can't bear to leave her, for she will be afraid tonight. If I only could be a warrior in this fate, but I see our mother Zahra as I have met my fate. My brother, please forgive me, for I am no more. My body lies without arms on the burning floor. Salawat. Salawat.
حسين الغريب الغريب الحسين حسين الشهيد الشهيد الحسين حسين الغريب الغريب الحسين حسين الشهيد الشهيد الحسين دعایی دعایی خدا را دعایی داشته بر همه حسين الشهيد الشهيد الحسين حسين القريب القريب الحسين حسين الشهيد الشهيد الحسين ترى كرمشيلا شبير بيتا رفول من المايه شربي جفاه دفر كسن ماره هزاري بدن به يديرو بكسن جنازة رفاه كطاهر مرا طالع أباس بولو مزود شنگي يوسف إليك سواه حسين القريب القريب الحسين حسين الشهيد الشهيد الحسين حسين القريب القريب الحسين حسين الشهيد الشهيد الحسين ثلاث كزهرة كدرع غازي جبهة سسرت بشان كتيتي ومويا صهسرت من مجروه مستر فهيك يا كدريا كنار بريد سوي القمر سوي القمر جبيبي نتيكا बताओ के साहिल पे ठंडे पड़े थे हुसैन अल गरीब अल हुसैन हुसैन अल शहीद अल हुसैन हुसैन अल शहीद अल हुसैन इधर दर्द गम की सदाई थी ज़ैनब जुएशत के जंगल में हैदर बनी थी कभी खाक उड़कर उतरती कभी अश्क पीती जो गुनबग पहरे पर तन्हा खुदाई थी सकीना से सक्का को आवाज देकर कभी शाहिदीन में पुकार कर रही थी حسين القريب القريب الحسين حسين الشهيد الشهيد الحسين حسين القريب القريب الحسين حسين الشهيد الشهيد الحسين कभी दिल में तेरी वो माँ को सदाई कभी रोक कहती के बाबर कहाँ हो शहीद हो पनोहा तब उसकी सभा पर अबद किस तरह उसके गम का बयां हो हमें भी सआदत हो नुसरत की हासिल खुदारा ज़हूर इमाम ज़मा हो हुसैन الغريب الغريب الحسين حسين الشهيد الشهيد الحسين حسين الغريب الغريب الحسين حسين الشهيد الشهيد الحسين صلوات
يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين Ya Hussein. So we're going to have our next poem now by Zain. So Bismillah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin wa barik wa sallim. Amen.
Hazrat Qasim, the Prince of Hassan begs for permission, but his loving uncle cannot let him fight. The little prince says, "But I want to taste heaven." But how can Hussein let go of Hassan's light? Qasim shows his uncle a letter from his father. Hussein reads it and remembers his brother. With each word that he reads, his heart beats faster. But Hussein knows after his nephew he'll have no other. The two begin sobbing until they fall to the ground. Hussein gets up and kisses Qasim's little head. Qasim rides to the battlefield, and the enemies he astounds, fighting like a brave warrior until he's covered in red. The blood starts to pour and they cut his body into parts. Hussein and Abbas run to a fragmented Qasim's side. They gather the scattered pieces with their broken hearts as they see another prince who's been sacrificed. Remembering Qasim's last words, Hussein smiles and with pride. Death is sweeter than honey, he whispered as he died. Salwa.
Okay, hopefully now we can have Zoya.
Hazrat and Muhammad. Two young princes run to ask for permission to fight for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make their mother proud. They can no longer see their uncle in this condition. The time has come for the death to be allowed. Too young to fit into the armor and too small to hold a shield. Two princes hold their weapon with pride in their eyes. They smile at their mother riding out to the battlefield, and a pleased Zainab raises her hands to the sky. May my sacrifice be accepted, and may Allah be pleased. She watches over her flowers from the top of the hill. The valiant soldiers fight until they become fatigued, fighting for Islam, carrying out Allah's will. Hussein witnesses Zainab's heartbreak. To the wounded warriors, the Lion of Haytham runs. The young boys smile, knowing they died for their Lord's sake. And from the heavens, Fatima welcomes her grandsons. Salawat.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. My heartfelt condolences to all of you on this day of Ashura. A question that we all need to pose today is, how can I promote Imam Husein alayhi salam's values and principles? If you look into the life of Imam Husein alayhi salam, you find that every action and every intention was for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ashura is the story of our souls. We have a Qasimi dimension within us. We have a Husseini dimension within us. We have the loyalty of Al-Abbas's dimension within us. We can become Hur-like if we want to. And hence I will begin the bayan of the most loyal of all, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today we ask in the name of Babul Hawa'ij to accept this small token from us in his name. He is the door to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of guaranteed acceptance for those who truly turn to him. On this sorrowful afternoon of Ashura, Mullah Hussein is sitting on the floor with everyone having gone. Abbas goes to Imam Husein and seeks for permission to go and fight and defend Islam and defend the Sunnah of Rasulullah. Mawla Husayn, I'm suffocating. I can control no more. I want to sacrifice myself for you. Please give me permission to go. Imam Husayn lifts his head. He does the ziyarah of his loyal brother Abbas and then lowers his head once more. Abbas, how do I let you go? You are my alamdar, you are my flag bearer, the flag bearer of my army. Just then Abbas starts to cry and weep. He says, Mawla Husayn, where is this army to whom I am the flag bearer of? There is no Qasim. There is no Habib ibn Madahir. There is no Own Muhammad. There is no Muslim ibn Awsaja. There is no Abdullah. There is no John. There is no Wahab left. They are all shaheed. They have been decapitated. They have been brutally killed.
शहीदों के ऊपर रहमतुल्लाह कहो काबिल।
The cry of the children was getting louder and louder. Just imagine yourselves. You have little children. Imagine when you want to feed them, you think that how can I quickly feed my children? How can I quench their thirst? This is the land of Karbala. It's the scorching, burning land of Karbala. It is Gharib. Al-Atash. 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 The thirst is killing us. Says Sayyidah Sakina. Bibi Sakina is crying out. Al-Atash. Her only hope is her uncle Abbas. So she goes out to Al-Abbas. Oh, Ammu Abbas, we are thirsty. There's so many children in the khayma. We are thirsty. We have not had a sip of water for 3 days. Our fathers have been killed. Our brothers have been killed. Abbas struggles to see the plea of these children and finally gets permission to go to the Nehre Furat, to the river Furat, not to fight but to get water for the thirsty children. Especially he is focused on his beloved Sakina. Allahu Akbar, this is the moment of Qiyamah. As Abbas steps into the tents of Sayyidah Zainab and tells her that he is going to bring water, she says nothing but turns to Najaf and cries out, Baba, Baba, Ya Baba, what you said is coming true. On the 21st of Mahe Ramadan, Baba kissed my arms and told me that on these arms there will be tied ropes. But I kept thinking, when someone has a brother like Abbas, when someone has a brother like Abbas, who would dare to touch me? Abbas bids farewell to the Imam. The small little children sit and wait. Just imagine children waiting at the khayma. They are waiting for a sip of water. And the enemies get ready to take on the bravest of warrior of all time. Abbas rides fiercely towards the Furat and wards off the attacks against him from the thousands of soldiers guarding the river bank. He rides his horse right into the river and cups some water, bringing it close to his mouth. Allahu Akbar. Just imagine, Abbas is also thirsty. He looks into the water. He straight away remembers the thirst of his master, Aba Abdullah al-Husayn, and he throws the water away. He recites some couplets to himself. O self, wa nafsi, wa Abbasa, what remains in life after Hussein? Do you want to drink water while Hussein remains thirsty at the camp? By God, it is not the manner of a slave. Such love you had for your Imam. He quickly fills the mushk. He quickly fills the jug that he holds on so tightly and valiantly, rides back towards the camp, but an enemy strikes from behind and severes his right arm. Abbas just his left arm, but soon that is severed too. Mullah Abbas turns to the water bag, to the front of his chest, and bends forward on it to make sure to protect it with his life, letting nothing stopping him from getting the water to the children, to the khayma of Sakina. The showers of arrows begin from all directions, like rain from the sky, and the water bag gets pierced and splits open. The water splits across the grounds of Karbala. An arrow pierces the holy chest of my Mawla. My Mawla falls to the ground, crying out, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. My final salams to you. But I ask, when someone falls onto the ground, they use their hands for support. They use their hands for support. How must Abbas have fallen onto a bed of arrows? Imam Husein hears his call and runs towards the Katlaga. He runs towards the Maktal. He finds Hazrat Abbas lying there, drenched in his own blood. Our tired Imam places Abbas's wounded head into his lap and looks at it with love and so much passion and care. Hazrat Abbas cries out, I have some wishes. I have always done your ziyarah since I was a child. But Mawla, in one eye I have an arrow, in the other I have blood. Please clean the blood away so I can see you. Mawla removes the arrow from Hazrat Abbas's eye, cleans away the blood, and Abbas alayhi salam does the ziyarah of his Mawla for the last time. Imam cries out, Oh Abbas, I have one wish too. Abbas, you have never called me brother. You have always called me Mawla. Abbas, please call me brother. Abbas takes his last breath and calls out, Ya Akhi, Ya Akhi, oh my beloved Hussein, and leaves this world. The alam returns back without an alamdar. The children cry out. Sakina says, I don't need any more water. I want my Uncle Abbas. I want my Uncle Abbas. Assalamu ala al-Husayn wa ala Ali ibn al-Husayn وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. عباس کے علم سے زینب لپٹ کے روئی عباس کے علم سے سیدانیہ تھی مستر چہرے تھے زرد غم سے زینب لپٹ کے روئی عباس کے علم سے لپٹی ہوئی علم سے کہتی تھی بنت زہرا اس وقت بے کسی میں عباس بچھڑے ہم سے زینب لپٹ کے روئی عباس کے علم سے عباس مر گئے ہیں سن کر خبر یہ شہ سے تصویر ہو یا سو حسرت ہر بی بی تھی علم سے زینب لپٹ کے روئی عباس کے علم سے آلے ابا کا غم سے جو ہے بیہا کم ہے دریا پلا کے جا کر دریا پلا کے مارا در کے تھے جس کے دم سے زینب لپٹ کے روئی عباس کے علم سے
زینب لپٹ کے روئی عباس کے علم سے
بچی نے ماں سے پوچھا کیوں اتنا رو رہی ہو ابو نہیں ملے گا آخر نہ آگے ہم سے زینب لپٹ کے روئی عباس کے علم سے زینب لپٹ کے روئی عباس کے علم سے بابا چچا کہا ہے لائے ہو کیوں علم کو یہ پوچھتی تھی بچی لپٹی شہ امم سے زینب لپٹ کے روئی عباس کے علم سے زینب لپٹ کے روئی عباس کے علم سے الفت کی اور وفا کی زندہ مثال بن کر مشق سکینہ بھی ہے منسلک علم سے زینب لپٹ کے روئی عباس کے علم سے زینب لپٹ کے روئی عباس کے علم سے
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد.
Sallallahu alayka ya Rasul Allah. Sallallahu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. يا مظلوم يا غريب يا عطشان في أرض وكربا وكربلاء. Can we have a salawat, please? My brothers and sisters, it's never happened that I have been able to do the bayan of 4 divine personalities. It's very, very heart-wrenching for me. And for that, I will need your support. Please. I just want you all to think of a young man, a young adult living in your house, a young prince, and parents who have so many aspirations. We always think of this young man, we want him to get the best in this world. A mother would do anything for her child. This is Imam Husein alayhi salam on the plains of Karbala. He now has to bid farewell to his heartbeat, Aliun al-Akbar, the prince of the Hashemites. Just imagine the atmosphere there, that you can see the bodies of the companions who have been left on the grounds of Karbala, and the heaviness of the hearts and the cries of Al-Atash getting louder. The thirst is becoming more unbearable, yet the family of Rasulullah are becoming stronger in their mission. Throughout the journey, Imam Husein alayhi salam looks towards Iraq, and he would be repeating the phrase, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Ridam biqada'ihi wa tasliman li amri. Oh Imam, are you getting yourself ready for the greatest of sacrifice you're about to make? Just imagine you being the parent who has to sacrifice their young child, young adult. Are you ready to sacrifice your own blood? Ali Akbar, according to some narrations, he was approximately 25 years old. This precious jewel of Imam Husein asks his father, why do you keep repeating this, O father, the verse of Inna Lillah? What does it mean? My mothers, please think about this. Imam Husein replies, I drowsed for a moment, and I saw a vision of a horseman saying, people are journeying and their fates are marching towards them. So I realized that our own death is being eulogized. When Ali Akbar hears the news of his impending martyrdom, he does not flinch, he does not cry. We can see that he is truly the son of Banu Hashim. Ali Akbar turns to his beloved father Hussein and says, Yabna Rasulallah, O son of the Holy Prophet, O grandson of Rasulullah, O my dear father, Are we not on the path of haqq? Are we not on the path of truth? Imam replies, of course we are, O Ali. There is no doubt about that. And so Ali Akbar says so proudly, in that case, oh father, what do we need to worry about? Just imagine the passion and the sincerity of this young man. Whether we choose death or death chooses us, as long as we die on the path of truth. Maybe Hussein smiled, maybe he hugged his beloved son, because what more can a father hope from his own son? As the time of Asr arrives on that day of Ashura, all the companions and friends of Imam Husain lay martyred on the battlefield of Karbala. There was no one left other than the close family of the holy Imam. It was now time for the first member of the Banu Hashim clan to go and fight valiantly with so much valor and confidence. It was time for Akbar to step up. This moon of Layla and the pride of Imam Husain comes to seek permission to go and fight. Imam agrees with a heavy heart, even though it was one of the hardest times for Aba Abdullah al-Hussein. Mullah Hussein gives permission, and with tears rolling in his eyes, this father who has aged years in just this one day, his blood-bath family on the plains of Karbala turns to Allah and calls out to Allah, "O Allah, bear witness that has gone forth to them a young man who most resembles your prophet in his features, his character, and his speech. Whenever we desired to look at your prophet, we would look at him." Ali al-Akbar went into the tent. He goes to bid his final farewell to his aunt Zainab and his mother Layla. We are all mothers sitting here. Just imagine our child coming to us and asking us for a Khuda Hafiz. This is the Akhri Bar. Just imagine, ask yourselves, how would you feel? With tears in their eyes, they finally let him go. But as Akbar climbs onto the horse and starts going towards the battlefield, he hears the footsteps that are following him. He steps and turns to find his ailing father, his elderly father Hussein, walking behind him. Ali al-Akbar asks, Baba, Baba, you have said farewell to me already. Why do you still come after me? Our Imam replies, Akbar, my John, my darling Akbar, I wish you had become a father, that you would understand and realize. You would have known what I'm experiencing right now. My son, how can a father ask his son to go when he knows that the parting will be forever? Just keep looking back at me, my love. Keep turning back to see this old father of yours, Ya Hussein. Cries of the ladies and the children of Imam Hussein's camp rose as Akbar rode away. The tears that flowed from their eyes were enough to wash away the clotted blood from the wounds of Akbar. He storms into the battlefield and calls out, I am Ali, the son of Hussein, the son of Ali, by the house of Allah, we are closer to the Prophet of Allah. Allahu Akbar. He fights fiercely like a lion, just like his grandfather Ali, after fighting so bravely. And the thirst has taken over him. A soldier creeps up to him and thrusts the spear into the blessed chest of Ali al-Akbar. Allahu Akbar. The spear penetrated Akbar's chest. The handle broke and a sharp blade was stuck into Ali Akbar's heart. Ali Akbar falls to the ground and calls out to his Baba, Akhirum minni salam. My final salams to you, O Baba. Imam Husein runs from the tents to his son Ali al-Akbar, but keeps stumbling on the way. He finally reaches and finds Akbar taking his last breath, lying in a pool of his own blood. Imam asks him why both his hands are on his chest, but Akbar cries out, please do not remove them. You will not be able to bear it, Baba. Imam slowly removes them. And what does he see? He sees the blade of the spear stuck deeply into Ali Akbar's chest. Hussein puts both his hands on the blade and turns towards Najaf. Baba, Ya Mushkil Kusha, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. He cries out, Ya Ali. Ali Akbar joins his grandfather Rasulullah at the pool of Kawthar. Assalamu ala al-Husayn wa ala Ali ibn al-Husayn wa ala awlad al-Husayn wa ala ashab al-Husayn. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un.
कहाँ गया मेरा कड़ियल जवानी अकबर, कहाँ गया मेरा कड़ियल जवानी अकबर, ज़ईफ़ बाप है नौहा कुनादी अकबर, कहाँ गया
المولى ونعم النصير. Let us prepare our souls ready to commemorate and mourn the tragedies. Cuddle a child, you want to smile, you want to coo, you want to speak like a child, you want to give so much love and comfort to a child. This is the family of Imam Husein alayhi salam, who had to give away their 6-month-old baby just to save the principles of Quran, the principles of Allah. That Imam Husein alayhi salam had to make this greatest of sacrifice. Who can kill a baby, an innocent baby? What kind of soul can do that? Today I want you all to put a stone on your heart and prepare to remember one of the most painful memories of the day of Ashura. When an innocent, beautiful child is sacrificed in the way of Allah. This story is a reality, it's the journey of our souls The story where nobody's eyes can stay dry. Children, think about it. Children, if you cannot cry, feel the pain and the sadness in your heart that those tears come. Even the hardest of hearts can't help but cry, because this martyr was only a few months old. It was at this moment on the plains of Ashura in the afternoon, Imam Husein alayhi salam calls out, Hal min nasirin yansurna, Hal min nasirin yansurna. Is there anyone to help me? Is there anyone to come to my aid? The bodies of all the companions shook on the hot plains of Karbala. No one is answering Hussein's last call. But the sound baby Ali Asghar had jumped out of his cradle, as if to say, Labbaik, I am here, Baba, Labbaik, I am here. Rabab pleads to Imam that her baby Asghar is very thirsty. He hasn't had no milk or water for so many days. Please get some water for this infant baby. Imam Husein takes this 6-month-old baby in his arms and tells Rabab that he will appeal to the army of Yazid to give Ali Asghar a few drops of water. He carries him and goes towards the battlefield, hiding him inside his cloak to protect him from the heat. But Ya Mawla, who will protect him from what is to come? Imam slowly uncovers baby Asghar and lays him down on the scorching sands of Karbala and asks this opposite side for some water for him. He cries out to Yazid's army, you may feel I have offended you, but I ask you, Ya Mawla, how can you offend anyone? You are a beautiful divine Imam representing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what has this infant done to you? Imam tells the enemies that this baby has done nothing wrong. I am sure you have children of your own. I implore you for the love of your own children, please give him some water. Some of the soldiers were moved with the tears in their eyes and turned away. Some were contemplating how to get water to this innocent baby, and some stood still not knowing which way to turn. Allahu Akbar. There is a Qiyamah at the battlefront. Umar ibn Sa'ad al-La'in saw how the faces of some of the soldiers was changing due to Hussein's plea, and to make sure no more contemplation or change of hearts take place, he provokes his archer. He provokes his archer Harmala by bribing him of Yazid's favors. O wretched, cold-blooded Harmala, can the greed of this world really take over your senses, that you were ready to carry out such a despicable act, such a heinous crime, such a brutal crime? Hussein picks up his baby in his army. And at the same time, the words "Iqta qalam al-Hussein" could be heard. Finish off the words of Hussein. Finish off the plea of Hussein. Allahu Akbar. Harmala picks up his bow and arrow and takes aim, but misses. He looks into the khaymaga of the women. He looks at the women. He sees the women wailing. He sees the mother Rabab standing. She is there looking at what is happening. He picks up a second, yet gets distracted and misses again. Harmala, you are the archangel. You are the ace archer. What is happening to you? Every time he raises the bow and aims, he sees a lady waiting at the door of the camp, watching, praying for her baby to come back. But he was about to shatter this mother's hopes and hearts forever. Umar ibn Saad bribes him even more. So Hurmala, la'natullahi alayhi, plucks the courage and takes a third attempt. Mothers, hold your hearts. Put your hands in your heart. You will not be able to listen to what is coming next. And he fires a large three-pointed arrow straight at the infant and pierces the small, fragile neck of Abdullah Radhi Ali Asgar. The arrow not only pierces the tiny throat but dug itself into the arm of Husayn. Such was its impact that the blood gushed like a fountain and splashed the face of Imam. He throws the blood up to the sky, but the sky didn't accept it. He throws it to the ground does not accept it. So Imam wipes the blood on his beard. Tears roll down the cheeks of the Imam as he walks back and forth to the tents crying out, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Ya Allah. He does this 7 times. The enemies didn't even spare this innocent baby. Assalamu ala al-Husayn wa ala Ali ibn al-Husayn wa ala awlad al-Husayn.
माँ मुझे अपने सीने से लगा ले, माँ मुझे अपनी गोदी में छुपा ले, माँ मैं नेज़े पे हूँ, माँ मैं नेज़े पे हूँ, अम्मा बहुत दिन हुए झूले में न सोया, माँ तेरी इज्जत की कसम फिर भी न रोया, अब तुझे देखा तो मेरे लब हुए गोया, आज बंदे आंतों को झूला सा बना ले, सीने से लगा ले, माँ मैं नेज़े पे हूँ, माँ मैं नेज़े पे हूँ, जिस्म कहाँ सर है कहाँ हाय मुकद्दर, अम्मा बदन रह गया करबल की ज़मीं पर, अम्मा तेरे साथ चलाया मेरा सर, करता तुझे कैसे लईनों के हवाले, सीने से लगा ले, माँ मैं नेज़े पे हूँ, माँ मैं नेज़े पे हूँ, गर्म हवा गर्म जमी जलता हुआ तीर, अम्मा जरा सोचो मेरे कद से बड़ा तीर, कैसे कहूँ हल्क पे जिस वक्त लगा तीर, हो गए बेहोश मुझे देखने वाले, सीने से लगा ले, माँ मैं नेज़े पे हूँ, माँ मैं नेज़े पे हूँ, सलवात अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मदिन व अला आलिहि। सल्ली अला मुहम्मदिन व अला आलिहि।
Can we all recite this beautiful ziyarah for Imam Husein alayhi salam? Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdillah wa ala al-arwah allati hallat bifina'ik. عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. All together. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase in your love for Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us this tawfiq to continue the journey of Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam and take Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam as our lifeline, as our life coach. Many of us as Muslims, we only turn to Imam Husayn alayhi salam during the days of Muharram, the last chapter of his life. But many of us forget his whole life that he spent in Medina, his life, that how he grew up with Rasulullah and Imam Ali alayhi salam. There is a beautiful hadith that says, Husaynun minni wa ana min Husayn. This is not just a hadith. This is not just a tradition. Today on the day of Ashura, we are here to mourn and to do the azah. We will soon get our niyaz. We will soon be breaking our faqo, whatever your intentions are. I have a question for all of us today. That the 10 days and the 10 nights that we have commemorated, how are we going to transform our lives and become a Husseini at every point in our lives? When the Prophet says Hussein is from me, I really understand that. I can hack that. That Hussein is from Rasulullah biologically. He is the grandson of Rasulullah. I get it. But when he says, I am from Hussein, this is something that you and I really need to understand, the esoteric dimension of this beautiful narration that Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam is known to be in the eyes and the heart of Rasulullah. Imam Husayn alayhi salam, throughout his life, he embodied the walking Quran. He embodied Rasulullah in action, in akhlaq, and he embodied the traits of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We find that this is the man who would be carrying sacks of heavy grains of wheat and barley, and he would be giving to all the orphans and the poor in Medina. This is the man who would look after the widows. यतीमों ने ध्यान रखता था, बेवाओं ने ध्यान रखता था. इमाम हुसैन अलैहि सलाम ની જે ઉંમર આપણે જોઈએ, આપણે પોતાને પૂછવા કરે કે આપણે કેટલા નજદીક છે અમારા મૌલા જાન સાથે. આજે આશુરનો દિવસ છે કે જ્યાં ઇમામ હુસૈન એક વસ્તુ અમને બધાને માંગે છે. આ એક સ્લોગન જે બયાન કર્યા આખરી લમ્હા સુધી. What does he say? He says, Allah hal min nasirin yansurna. हल मिन मुगीथिन युगीथुना. मतलब सोचियो, what does it mean? Eno bayan ma isu kewa mange che. What is it trying to teach us? My brothers and sisters, my children, he says, is there anyone to help me? Is there anyone to do my nusrat? Is there anyone to help the teachings of Quran, the teachings of Rasulullah, the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam? This is his slogan on the day of Ashura. He goes with his family members. He sees he is so tired. He is so tired, my brothers and sisters. He has become so aged that after the death and the martyrdom of Abbas alayhi salam, what does he say? He is at the Furat. He is next to the body of Abbas alayhi salam. And then he cries out, Al-an inkasara dhahri. Now my back is broken. My back is broken. Who will help me to aid the religion of Islam? He reached a point. Imam Husein alayhi salam sees all these bodies on the ground. The final body of his 6-month-old baby Asghar. We all have grandchildren. We all have children. This is an elderly father. From the day he has arrived in the plains of Karbala, he is thinking how to talk to the enemies. He is trying to give nasiha. He is advising. He is giving out sermons. Nobody is taking heed. Nobody wants to listen to the words of Hussein. Allahu Akbar. He goes towards the battlefield. He looks into the bodies and then he calls out, Wa Abbasa, O Abbas, ana wahidun, wa ana gharibun, wa ana atshanun, wa ana madhlum. Hu akelo cho, Hussein akela che. I am alone. Hu gharib cho. Aakar balana biyar ban Bada shaheed the gaya. All the ashab have been martyred. They have been mercilessly killed. They have been killed thirsty without a drop of water. Hussein calls out. What happens from the enemy's side? What do? They start becoming so strategic. They start pelting stones on the body of Hussein. Hussein has seen so much. He has been taking and laying down the bodies on the ground. He has been going back and forth from the battlefront to the Khaymagah. At one point, he looks up to the sky and he says, Oh Allah, I am ready to sacrifice myself for you. Oh Allah, I have orphaned my children. Oh Allah, I am ready to make my women captives. Oh Allah, accept this qurbani from me. I ask you all today, on this day of Ashura, where are you going to give your bay'ah to? Who are you going to give your allegiance to? Are we on the side of Hussein? If we are on the side of Hussein, we have a great responsibility amongst our shoulders. We are living in an era of confusion, my dear brothers and sisters. I see children lost. People are distancing themselves from Islam. Hold on to Hussein. Hold on to the pillar of Zainab. Bibi Zainab salamullahi alayha, she goes to her khayma. She brings out this beautiful shirt. She goes to her brother Hussein. She asks Hussein, Ya Hussein, I have this from our mother Zahra. Hussein looks at Zainab. Oh, my darling sister Zainab, what do you have for me? She says, Mama Jan, before her death, she gave me a shirt. This is a shirt for you. I want you to wear it. But before that, Zainab is asking her brother Hussein, Oh Hussein, do you allow me to kiss your neck? Allahu Akbar. Imam Husein alayhi salam lowers his head. Zainab hugs her brother. She hugs her brother so tightly. Imam Husein alayhi salam, he does Khuda Hafiz to Zainab. But before doing Khuda Hafiz to Zainab, he looks into the arms of Zainab and he tells Zainab, oh my Zainab, I want to kiss your arms because your arms are going to be roped and chained and you will be now going from Karbala to Kufa, from Kufa to Sham as a captive. Zainab Salamullahi alayha, she cries, she laments. Imam Husain goes to the khayma of Sakina and he does Khuda Hafiz to his child Sakina. He does Khuda Hafiz to the children. The children start crying. They are worried. They are so confused. There are no men around. There is only one man who is Zainul Abidin, but he is so sick. He is so taken ill. He comes out of his bistar. He comes out of his bed. He goes and says Khuda Hafiz to Hussein. Imam Husain alayhi salam hugs his son Zainul Abidin. He hugs his grandson Imam al-Baqir. They all hug each other. Imam Husain alayhi salam is now finally bidding farewell to Rabab. Who is this Rabab? Rabab has just lost her 6-month-old baby Asghar. May Allah give you more love for the sake of Abba Abdullah. Please intensify your mourning. This is the day you want to show your mourning and your love and your affirmation and affinity to Hussein alayhi salam. Imam Hussein alayhi salam mounts on the horse. He tells Zuljana, Ya Zuljana, Zuljana, you are so tired. You have been carrying bodies since morning. I will not give you any more trouble. This is my aakhri jung. This is my aakhri journey to the battleground. Allahu Akbar. He mounts onto the horse. He sees Zuljana is not going ahead. He is not progressing. He is not riding. Allahu Akbar. Zuljana has tears on his eyes. This is just a horse who understands the pain and the intensity of Hussein. Zuljana turns behind. Allahu Akbar. Imam Husain alayhi salam, he turns behind. He sees his baby. He sees his darling daughter Sakina holding on to the Zuljana. He is telling Zuljana, Zuljana, please don't take away my Baba. I will be a yatima. I will be an orphan. Please don't take my Baba. Imam Husain alayhi salam takes Sakina, holds her, hugs her tightly, and then tells her, Ya Sakina, you have to bear with patience, but I have to go to the battlefront. I have to do my hujjah. I have to tell the enemies they need to stop this war. Allahu Akbar. Imam Husain agar jata જાય છે અકેલા છે મેદાનમાં બિલકુલ ગરીબ છે બિલકુલ તન્હા છે બિલકુલ મઝલૂમ છે. Our oppressed Imam, as soon as he reaches the Qatlagah, the enemies all are arching towards Hussein. They start throwing arrows on Hussein. Allahu Akbar. At one point, Bibi Zainab looks from Tille Zainabiya, from the Mount of Zainabiya. She is waiting to hear from Hussein. She feels so comforted when Hussein calls out Allahu Akbar. There is a time that Allahu Akbar Zainab does not hear from Hussein. What has happened at the battlefield? Hussein is laying on the burning sands of Karbala. Shimar is sitting on the chest of Hussein, piercing a dagger on the chest of ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our azadari and our mourning and our majlis and our maqtal and our bayan, our mirthiyas, our matam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise our stations in Jannah with Imam Husein and his family. May Allah forgive my own shortcomings during my discourses on these 10 days of Muharram. Whatever wrong has come from me, not from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, give us the tawfiq to seek the reality of the haqq. Oh Allah, make us befriend the Quran. Make us be on the path of Hussein and Awlad al-Hussein, and may we be the ambassadors of Lady Zainab and Kulthum and the women of Karbala. Matum Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein.
सारे हस्ती में मेरी पनाही की लाज रह गई तुमसे तेरी सिपाही की तुमने आबरू रख ली फितरत इलाही की सर कटा के मिल्लत की तुमने सरबराही की हाय करबला वालो हाय करबला वालो हाय करबला वालो हाय करबला वालो हक की राह में गाए जख्म दिल नशी तुमने दिल बना दिए कितने दर्द आफरी सुनने चूम कर सरे मैदान मौत की जबी तुमने खून गर्म से अपने रंग दी जमी तुमने हाय करबला वालो हाय करबला वालो हाय करबला वालो हाय करबला वालो मौत की तमन्ना में हर तरफ से मुंह मोड़ा करबला के सीने पर नक्श जिंदगी छोड़ा ये अदा थी मरने की पुश्त जुल्म पर कोड़ा प्यास की अज़ियत में मुस्कुरा के दम तोड़ा हाय करबला वालो हाय करबला वालो हाय करबला वालो हाय करबला वालो दीने हक की बेताबी हर तरफ पुकार आई हाशमी शुजात भी फिर बरूए तार आई ये तुम्हारी हिम्मत थी जो चमन सवार आई अपने खूह से सींचा तब कहीं बहार आई हाय करबला वालो हाय करबला वालो हाय करबला वालो हाय करबला वालो इस बला के जंगल में आले मुस्तफा ठहरी दे दियार का मदफन अर्ज करबला ठहरी आयशा में आशूरा सुबह को वगा ठहरी کیا خبر مدینے میں شامیوں سے کیا ٹھہری ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو چھوٹے چھوٹے بچوں نے جنگ کی اجازت لی بڑھ گئے جوان بن کر کمسنی سے رخصت لی قوم کی حمایت میں فطرت شہادت لی زندگی کو کیا کہیے موت سے بھی خدمت لی ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو حق پہ مرنے والوں نے جان دی سلیقے سے شوق سے تمنا سے عزم سے ارادے سے زندگی نہ کی پیاری فاطمہ کے پیارے سے ماں کی گود سے آیا کوئی آیا جھولے سے ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو کوئی تم میں اکبر تھا کوئی تم میں اصغر تھا کوئی ثانی جعفر کوئی مثل حیدر تھا کوئی قدر و قیمت میں دو جہاں سے بڑھ کر تھا زیر تیغ سنتے ہیں فاطمہ کا گھر بھر تھا ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو اس طرح کے عالم میں پھر نہ دل جگر دیکھے ڈرتے آ کے ماؤں نے جنگ کے ہنر دیکھے اپنے چاند کے ٹکڑے خون میں تر بتر دیکھے ریگ گرم پر لاشیں برچیوں پہ سر دیکھے ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو سر کہیں تھے نیزے پر خاک پر کہیں لاشیں دم بخود ہوئی دنیا دیکھ کر ہنسی لاشیں خاموشی کے عالم میں کام کر گئی لاشیں بے گناہ ہمارا ہے منہ سے بول اٹھی لاشیں ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو تم پہ کیا ستم توڑے ہائے بے ادب دنیا آج خود ہی دنیا میں خوش طلب ہے دنیا تشنہ لب کبھی تم تھے تشنہ لب ہے اب دنیا اب تمہیں کہاں پائے ڈھونڈتی ہے اب دنیا ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو ہائے کربلا والو اللہم صلی علی محمد وعلی آل محمد
امام عالم میں آج ماتم
حسین
بے کس کا ہو رہا ہے ہم گھروں میں لگے ہوئے ہیں دلوں میں فرش آزادی چاہے سیاہ کپڑے سیاہ چادر غموں کی گرد و غبار سر پر ہے سوگواروں کے اشک جاری کہ ثانی زہر بے ودا ہے تمام عالم میں آج ماتم حسین بے کس کا ہو رہا ہے نہ چشم پرنم ہو کیوں سوالی جلوس ہے جنا خالی کہ میرا دل سوار مولا زمین کربل میں سو رہا ہے تمام عالم میں آج ماتم حسین بے کس کا ہو رہا ہے علم میں مشق سکینہ دیکھو تو مومنو بس یہ کہہ کے رو لو چچا بھتیجی میں کیا ہے نسبت وفائے عباس کیا وفا ہے تمام عالم میں آج ماتم حسین بے کس کا ہو رہا ہے حسین پیڑی میں دل سنبھالے کہ دل سے الجھی سینہ نکالے جوان بیٹا لہو میں ڈوبا زمین پہ ایڑی رگڑ رہا ہے تمام عالم میں آج ماتم حسین بے کس کا ہو رہا ہے نہ مار برچی دل نبی پر ابھی ہوئے ہے جوان اکبر یہ قتل جس کو تو کر رہا ہے یہی تو ہم شکل مصطفیٰ ہے تمام عالم میں آج ماتم حسین بے کس کا ہو رہا ہے مدینے والوں خاموش رہنا غریب زینب سے کچھ نہ کہنا بسا ہوا گھر جو لے گئی تھی وہ کربلا میں اجڑ گیا ہے تمام عالم میں آج ماتم حسین بے کس کا ہو رہا ہے عزائے شبیر ہے عبادت جناب زینب کی ہے امانت یہ نوحہ تیرے قلم سے محشر جناب زہرا کی ایک عطا ہے تمام عالم میں آج ماتم حسین بے کس کا ہو رہا ہے
یا حسین
Hazrat Ali Asghar alayhi salam. O little baby, in your father's arms you cry. But, O Ali Asghar, where are the tears in your eyes? I hear you crying, and I see you sticking out your tongue. I wish I were there to protect you from the burning sun. O Ali Asghar, I wish your thirst I could quench. O Prince of Hussein, here, take my strength. I wish I could take away your mother's sadness and pain, watching you be martyred, O youngest soldier of Hussein. Salam. میرا بچہ ہے मेरा बच्चा है कहाँ वो सलमान Before I start my salam akhir, I want to say, first of all, Jazakallah khair and Shukrillah Ta'ala, the ladies who came for cooking for the 9 days, served us, all the people who served us, you know, may Allah, fulfill all your ummeed, may give you health, and, inshallah, you keep on serving food over and over again. Also, I want to thank all the people who recited the Marashia, the young ones, the first time they took such a lead. Alhamdulillah, inshallah, they will take more leads and give us all a rest as well. And inshallah, they will do a better job than all of us, inshallah. Keep it up. All of you done really, really well. And also, Nasim Ben, she was the beacon of light that was sent to us. I do not cry, but I'm trying to be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that the beacon of light came to us, that awakened our youngsters. And inshallah, they will keep up with Mulana Husein and Ahlul Bayt, and the Royal Iman will be in their hearts, inshallah. Thank you, Nasim Ben. Salawat Allahumma salli wa ala ali Muhammad.
Say salam.
Salawat.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك.
On the 10th day of Muharram, a lonely man stands, as his eyes bear witness to the blood-filled land. 3 days of thirst and no food to survive, but all Hussein hears are the Atash cries. He hears baby Ali Asghar and the cries of his daughter. He hears a feeble Sajjad begging for some water. He sees the scared woman, alone and frightened. He sees the blood in the Farat flowing in silence. To say goodbye to his family, the time has come as a thirsty Hussein rides out under the sun, but as he begins riding, Zoljana hears the pain of a little girl hurt cry for Hussein. Baby, do not go. I know you will not come back. My uncle has left with an empty water sack. I wish I never asked for him to leave. Do not go. I'm begging you, please. Imam Hussein's heart breaks when he hears her voice, but the pride of the Prophet knows this is the ultimate choice, for he came to Karbala to save Islam, so that there could be another Imam. Like a lion, Abu Abdullah attacks with all his might. Thousands of men he defeats in this great fight. But Hussein has not touched water for 3 days. He no longer has the energy to chase the enemy away. From the corner of his eye, an evil man strikes him hard. Hussein falls to the floor as he is caught off guard. The enemy surrounds him and attacks all around. Now Hussein is alone, bleeding on the ground. Zainab sees that her abandoned brother has collapsed. She runs to the battlefield as the evil army attacks. Is there anyone to help me? A forsaken Hussein cries. Zainab embraces her brother under the sorrowful skies. Oh Imam, if only we were there to take away your pain. Now in our millions we cry Labbaik Ya Hussein. Salawat.
This is the time for dua. Whatever dua you have in your hearts, go for it, inshallah.
Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. वफाती इनके लिए और ये वफा के लिए अली ने मांगा था गाजी को کربلا کے لیے جری کے پیروں کو چوما ہے روز عاشورا جری کے پیروں کو چوما ہے روز عاشورا یہ خوش نصیبی رہی موجے الکما کے لیے علی نے مانگا تغازی کو کربلا کے لیے وفا تھی ان کے لیے اور یہ وفا کے لیے علی نے مانگا تغازی کو کربلا کے لیے حسین جھولا جھولاتے تھے ان کو یہ کہہ کر حسین جھولا جھولاتے تھے ان کو یہ کہہ کر یہ کام آئے کہ زینب تیری ردا کے لیے علی نے مانگا تغازی کو کربلا کے لیے وفا تھی ان کے لیے اور یہ وفا کے لیے علی نے مانگا تغازی کو کربلا کے لیے علم کے سائے میں آتے ہی مل گئی صحت علم کے سائے میں آتے ہی مل گئی صحت تڑپ رہے تھے کہ دن سے جو شفا کے لیے علی نے مانگا تغازی کو کربلا کے لیے وفا تھی ان کے لیے اور یہ وفا کے لیے علی نے مانگا تغازی کو کربلا کے لیے لب فرات جو بازو قلم ہوئے ان کے لب فرات جو بازو قلم ہوئے ان کے بہت بڑا تھا یہ غم روح سیدہ کے لیے علی نے مانگا تغازی کو کربلا کے لیے وفا تھی ان کے لیے اور یہ وفا کے لیے علی نے مانگا تغازی کو کربلا کے لیے سکینہ بابا سے اذن ودا دلا دو ہمیں سکینہ بابا سے اذن ودا دلا دو ہمیں ذرا سا کام یہ کر دو فقط چچا کے لیے علی نے مانگا تغازی کو کربلا کے لیے وفا تھی ان کے لیے اور یہ وفا کے لیے علی نے مانگا تغازی کو کربلا کے لیے وفا تھی ان کے لیے اور یہ وفا کے لیے علی نے مانگا تغازی کو کربلا کے لیے صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد وعلی آل محمد وبارک وسلم. If we can just pause just for a moment, just the kids are going to do one performance. Okay, so just give us a few minutes, please. Thank you. They're going to stand. Yes, sir. Come on.
I think Imam says to leave it. Oh, maybe it's the thing.
No? Can you do after? Huh? Do the salam. Do the salam.
પરવરદિગાર આપની બધાની દુઆને ઘણી જ દિલથી સાંભળે છે અને આજે તો આશુરાનો દિવસ છે આપણા વાસ્તે તો ઇન્શાઅલ્લાહ આપણે દિલથી દુઆ કરીએ જેની જે દુઆ હોય પરવરદિગાર એ દુઆને કબૂલ કરે અને આપને બધાને રાહે રાસ્તે પર ઇન્શાઅલ્લાહ રાખે સલામ અલ્લાહુમ્મા સલ્લી અલા મુહમ્મદિન આલી મુહમ્મદિન બારિક વસલ્લમ सलाम कहते हैं हम जिस ज़मीं को करबो बला सलाम खाक पे रुतबा है जिसका खाके शिफा सलाम फातिमा ज़हरा के लाडले बेटे सलाम तपते बयाबां की बेकफन लाश पे सलाम जिसने डुबोया यजीदियत का नाम सलाम जिसने बचाया सफीना इस्लाम सलाम तुम पे नहरे फुरात के प्यासो सलाम हुसैन के घर की बारात के प्यासो सलाम राज़े शहादत के राज़दारों पर सलाम उजड़े गुलिस्तान की बहारों पर सलाम जुल्म के तूफान में जो गया वो हुसैन सलाम खून के बिस्तर पे सो गया वो हुसैन सलाम आए थे बच्चे भी देने कुर्बानी सलाम प्यास की ठोकर में रह गया पानी सलाम खून के दरिया में डूबी रेती को सलाम तुरबते असगर की सूखी मिट्टी को सलाम तीरों में मौजिज नमाई असगर की सलाम चूल्हे में मुश्किल कुशाई असगर की सलाम बर्छी में अकबर ने जान रखी है सलाम जिसने जवानी की शान रखी है सलाम बीवी सकीना के सुर्ख गालों पर बिखरे हुए बेबसों के बीवियों के बालों पर सलाम दर बदरी और वो बेरिदा ज़ैनब सलाम लगता था तू ही है फातिमा ज़ैनब सलाम زینب مستر کی سوگواری کو، سلام آخری شبیر کی سواری کو، سلام زینب اسلام آخری سجدہ، سلام کعبے نے چاہا بنو میں کربلا، سلام حضرت عباس کے کٹے بازوں کو، سلام آتی ہے دریا سے شیر کی خوشبو، سلام شام غریبا کے سوگواروں پر، سلام چار بہر میں لٹی بہاروں پر، سلام ہونٹوں سے چھوٹے نہ صبر کے پیالے، سلام آگ کے دریا میں کودنے والے، سلام اے شب عاشور شب نمازوں کی، سلام کھائی قسم جس نے حق کے رازوں کی، سلام زندگی کا گھر سنوارنے والے، سلام ہمت مرداں پکارنے والے، سلام آنکھوں میں آنسو کی بوند تک نہ ملی، سلام خون کا قطرہ گرا تو شمع جلی، سلام اگلے برس ہم ہیں اور یہ غم پھر ہے، جو چل بسے تو یہ اپنا سلام آخر ہے، سلام کرب و بلا میں اگر ملے تربت، سلام پھر تو اے شمشیر چھوڑ دوں جنت، صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد وبارک وسلم۔
Children are listening, I can bring water for you, fire. I can bring water for you, fire. I will bring water for Hussein's daughter. They ambush me, but they ambush me. Master forgive me, Master forgive me. I wish you were here. I will keep my trust. I will make my rest. I will give my life. I will sacrifice. I will die for it. Your flag is raised high. My life for it. Your flag is raised high. Ya Mola, Ya Mola, Ya Mola. Hussein, flag bearer, flag bearer, flag bearer. Hussein, Ya Mola, Ya Mola, Ya Mola. Abbas, flag bearer, flag bearer, flag bearer. Hussein, Ya Mola, Ya Mola, Ya Mola. Abbas, flag bearer, flag bearer, flag bearer. Hussein, Ya Mola, Ya Mola, Ya Mola. Abbas, flag bearer, flag bearer, flag bearer. Salwa Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad.